All right, let's get right into it. We're going to cut through all the noise and the hype today. We're looking at stablecoins for what they really are, a seriously practical tool for businesses. This is your no-nonsense guide to actually getting started.
And let's just be super clear right from the get-go. This is not about chasing the latest trend. It's not about slapping the word crypto on your website just to look cool or innovative. Nope. This is about solving real, everyday business problems.
So what exactly is a stablecoin, in simple terms? It's basically a digital token that's built to hold its value. Just think of it like a digital dollar or a digital euro that lives on a blockchain. And that stability, that's what makes it so incredibly useful for business.
The whole point here, the real goal, is to treat this technology as a tool that, when you use it the right way, can actually improve how your business runs. It's all about getting tangible, real-world results.
And what kind of results are we talking about? Well, we mean making your whole payment system better, streamlining how you manage your company's cash, and, this is a big one, massively speeding up those international transactions that can be so slow and expensive. These are the kinds of problems we're really trying to fix here.
Okay, so where do you even begin? Well, it all starts with a rock-solid plan. Success here isn't about rushing in blindly. It's about carefully building a strategic blueprint before you even think about making a move. So let's walk through that right now.
First things first, you have to ask yourself, what is our mission here? What specific, concrete problem are we actually trying to solve with this thing? If you don't have a clear answer to that, any project you start is just going to be inefficient and probably pretty risky.
And what's really cool is just how many possibilities there are. I mean, look at this. Are you wrestling with messy international payments? Trying to settle up with suppliers faster? Or maybe you're running an online marketplace, an e-commerce store, or you're paying a team of freelancers all over the world. Every single one of these is a perfect, clear-cut use case.
So once you know your mission, you've got to pick the right tool for the job. And this is absolutely crucial. You have to prioritize stablecoins that are reliable and are operating within clear regulatory frameworks. Think of things like Europe's MiCA regulation. You want the ones that have clear rules and proper oversight.
Now, you're not going to be doing this all on your own. So the next big step is picking the right partners. We're talking about the exchanges, the wallets, the payment providers. These guys are going to be the engine room for your whole new system.
And this is where you really need to do your homework. You have to check that they're fully compliant with things like anti-money laundering rules. You need to know exactly how they keep funds secure. You got to check for regular, independent audits. And, super important, you have to make sure you can easily convert your stablecoins back into regular money whenever you need to.
Okay, strategy's in place, you've got your partners lined up. Now it's time to get your own house in order. And that means creating some really clear and strong internal policies. Your internal rulebook has to answer these basic questions. Who exactly has the authority to move money? What are the limits on those transactions? How do they get approved? You have to define these rules from day one. It's absolutely essential for security and just staying in control. And please, whatever you do, do not skip this part. Your accounting and your tax teams have to be involved from the very, very beginning. I mean it. Trying to sort all this out after the fact is just a recipe for disaster and major compliance headaches.
This table here shows you precisely what you need to track for every single transaction. The date, the amount, which stablecoin you used, the conversion rate, that's for your P&L statements, and of course, all the fees. Trust me, this level of detail is completely non-negotiable when it comes time for audits and just getting your books to balance.
All right, you've done all the prep work, but you don't go from 0 to 100 overnight. The smart play here is to launch a pilot program. You can think of it like a controlled, low-risk test flight for your new setup.
The method is pretty simple. Start small, test everything thoroughly, and then step back and evaluate the results. For example, you could start by paying just a couple of your international suppliers this way. Or maybe you accept stablecoin payments from a handful of trusted customers first.
So, how do you know if that test flight was a success? Simple. You measure it. Did your transactions actually get faster? Did you save money on fees? Were your settlement times shorter? This is the data that's going to prove the value of the whole project and justify rolling it out further.
So as we start to wrap this up, the big theme here should be pretty clear. Your success with stablecoins in a business setting comes down entirely to having a diligent, structured, and, well, professional approach.
And these are the 5 pillars that hold the whole thing up. You need a clear mission, partners you can trust, strong internal rules, super diligent accounting, and rock-solid security. If you get these 5 things right, you're building on solid ground. And really, this is the ultimate takeaway. When you put this technology in place the right way, with all the discipline we've just talked about, stablecoins stop being some kind of speculative bet. They become what they're supposed to be, a practical, efficient tool for your payments and your treasury.
So, I'll just leave you with this final thought. This technology, it's being used right now to build financial operations that are faster, cheaper, and way more efficient. Your competitors are almost certainly looking at this. So the only real question is, are you?